Hey everyone, this is Zero Prime and welcome to another episode of Zero Review, a series in which I look back on the games that I played and give you my thoughts and opinions on said games. And on today's episode I'll be talking about a game which is a bit embarrassing to say that it's part of my favorite game series growing up with the PlayStation 1, but it is the third birthday, aka Parasite Eve 3. Now, originally I wanted to play the other two games along with this one to make it into like a little series of whatnots going from good to worse. But unfortunately things change in whatnot, so I figured I'd just get the bad thing out of the way. And eventually I will play the first and second Parasite Eve games and definitely have fun with those. But in any case, the third birthday, when I first heard that this game was coming out, I was actually excited that we were going to get the third Parasite Eve game and, you know, see where it takes us. But then when it came out and played it, I just went, what the hell did they do with this game? And like I said, I'm not going to really complain about the mechanics of it because, you know, it's not going to go back to the way where you can just get a gun and you get tools in order to customize your gun and everything. That's not going to come back. So I had no problem with the mechanics or anything of that. My main gripe, I would say, with the game is basically the story of it. That it is just one giant, I hate to cuss, but I had to do this, big fuckery of what the hell were they thinking with this. I mean, basically, it's like it has no real mentioning about the other two titles of the game. Like, you know, it doesn't really, of course, heck, I'm gonna spoil this anyway. That probably they did that so that way it's like, oh, so that way they don't have to wonder about what Parasite Eve 1 and 2 are. That, like, it's almost like they wanted to make a new game out of a franchise, but it doesn't really work, especially with the story where you play as Aya, and I put that in quotations, and that basically the whole world is ending because you have these, I can't even remember what they're called. The creatures that are basically destroying the world coming up from, you know, from the future. And that's already a big what the hell's going on and such with that. And then basically in order to fight them, you basically have to travel back in time to certain points in order to really fight them in order to change the future and everything. And it just gets messed up and complicated that you can just basically lose track of it, especially like, you know, they do, like, especially like you can see the flaw in that storyline. Like, yeah, they went back in time to accomplish a mission, they changed it, but yet everyone forgets about that because the timeline has changed. So it's kind of like, oh, this has to work. Well, how do you know if it will work or not if you in that current timeline gets erased with a new one? It's like, oh, this has to work and everything. And basically, even when they make like mentioning of some of the, you know, the past events or whatnot, especially with Medea, the Japanese scientist, it's like, what the hell did they do to him? It's like, they just basically made him seem like, you know, a creepy old man, where basically, even though he can seem like, you know, an awkward scientist and everything, it's like, what the hell did they do with him? And basically the end of it, like I said, I might spoil it if it comes up to it, or I might not. Like I said, it's just the whole story of this. It's just really, it doesn't really feel like it's a Parasite Eve game. That in the other two games that you basically fought off against, you know, mitochondrial creatures that, you know, either because of mutation naturally or because, you know, it was, you know, inadvertently created in a lab experiment or whatnot. And it just feels like, you know, especially with the time travel and also how those creatures, you know, how they came from Aya and then Maya and all that, is just, you know, like I said, the whole plot, that's my biggest gripe about this, is just the plot of the game. I mean, if this was like, you know, a standalone game that you took out the elements of Parasite Eve, Aya, Maya, and all that, and just made it completely as it is, you know, then yeah, it could be an okay game. But when you add characters from a series that some people have, you know, there's still a cult following of it, then you know, you're gonna have some issue. You're gonna have some people going up. What the hell is this? Of course, there are rumors that, you know, there is like another Parasite Eve game coming, but I hope it'll be like a reboot of number 3, so that way the third birthday goes away. And whatnot, we get an actual Parasite Eve game. Because like I said, it's just... Like I said, the whole plot of it is just, you know, a big mess up that, you know, it really doesn't feel like a Parasite Eve game, and... And I know basically it kind of falls in the same category that, you know, you take something old from your childhood and remake it into, you know, modern day and whatnot. Which is understandable in that regard, you know, because, you know, it might not be for me. There may be some people that like the first birthday. And, you know, I'm not going to say they're wrong in that regard. I'm just saying, in my opinion, that, you know, when you have a third game that's supposed to be the third title in the timeline, and yet you do something completely 180 that, you know, is completely different, it's going to throw a lot of people off and kind of, you know, mess up the lore and everything, so. But, like I said, to me, I'm not much of a fan of it. The mechanics of it are not bad. I have no complaints about that. But the story of it and whatnot, that's basically my biggest gripe with the game. So, I mean, if you guys want to give it a shot for yourself and see if you like it or hate it, you're more than welcome to it. So, in any case, that's all the time I have for this episode. So, as usual, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a comment below, subscribe for more for your update, share this on your Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and all other social media. And don't forget to hit the like button to help out the channel, and turn on the notification bells to stay up to date on my channel. And if you guys want to help me out in some shape or form, I do have a Patreon account down below. And as usual, guys, thank you for watching, and have a pleasant day. Bye-bye.